Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the last Cabinet of 2020. And what a year it's been. But let's hope next year is a lot better. I don't think we've any apologies for absence. I think we're all here. Can we agree the minutes of the last meeting?
Agree the minutes.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Thank you for that. And just a couple of things to say under chair announcements. We've appointed Andrew as our new chief executive, and I know you will all want to congratulate him on such a great appointment. You've been amazing this year, Andrew, and I know you're going to be even more amazing over the coming years, and we're really pleased to welcome you as our new chief executive.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Jeffrey. It's much appreciated, and thank you to everybody for the support that you've expressed since the announcement's been made.
That's great, Andrew. Thank you for that. And then I'd just like to announce that we're going to defer item 10 on the agenda for further information and hopefully bring it back in January. I don't think we've any urgent items, and can I draw your attention to item 5? Members' declaration of interest, and item 6 I don't think we have, but I'll draw your attention to public and press, but I don't think we have any private items. So we go straight onto the agenda with Faith taking us through the care case management system plan.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. The purpose of this report is to seek approval to implement an updated social care management system for adult services. The background information and current position is highlighted within the report. Adult services currently use Care Director 5 for its case management, and it has a number of other key functions, including safeguarding, the deprivation of liberty standards and financial assessment. This system has always worked really well for the service, and it's absolutely paramount that the service continues to have access to a system that meets its ongoing and also its potential changing needs. It is therefore proposed that the service update from version 5 to version 6 Care Director, extending the current contract to July 2024. Cabinet are also asked to agree the funding as outlined on agenda page 18, and this is from the Digital Strategy Fund, which is already earmarked within the capital programme. I therefore like to ask Cabinet to approve option 3 as recommended on agenda page 18, including the recommendations as highlighted on agenda page 20. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Faith. Has anyone got any questions or comments to Faith? No? Can we agree the report then?
Agree the report, Chair.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Agreed.
The next item is the Nottingly Community Hub and getting the building fund. Councillor Cummings.
Yeah, really delighted to bring this here today. West Yorkshire Combined Authority has secured money for the region from the government's Getting Building Fund, which will help support local projects designed to boost the economic recovery from coronavirus pandemic. Nottingly Community Hub, who occupy the site of the former Kellingley Miners' Welfare and provide a facility at the heart of their community. The facility provides support for people in the area to develop their work skills, employability, education and training. It also provides a hub for people to go when it is that they require any welfare help and any support whatsoever. The council's already identified £3 million of investment into the building in order to support refurbishment of the site to meet a range of other outputs. At that point, the investment was based on previous surveys and consultations with a range of stakeholders and users of the building. What has become more evident, certainly through this year, that a more detailed survey in the building would benefit from higher investment in order to meet a range of compliance needs. WICA, which is the West Yorkshire Combined Authorities, has been allocated £52.6 million by the government's Getting Better Fund for 15 projects. 3 of them within our area, and one of them being the Nottingly Skills Business and Services Hub, also known as the Nottingly Community Hub. The £1 million Getting Building Fund allocation to the Community Hub within Nottingley area will enable this council to deliver the proposed developments outlined in the March 20 Cabinet Report, Nottingley Community Hub. The recommendations are outlined on agenda page 27 at 3.1 and 3.2, and that is to delegate authority to the Corporate Director of Communities, Environment and Climate Change in consultation with the Chief Financial Officer and the portfolio holder for resources in finalising and approving the £1 million grant. And that is to increase the provision of the current capital programme from 3 million to 4 million. I move the recommendation.
Well, that's excellent news, Maureen. Really, really good news. Any comments or any questions? Michael?
Thanks, Leader. Just to say thank you to Maureen for bringing this report today, and to say that I fully back it. I've had an opportunity, or several opportunities, to visit the Nottingly Club through the Step Up programme, and I think I visited with yourself, Denise, to have a look round, meet the people who work there, and it really is, the beating heart of the area, and they do an absolutely fantastic job. It's outlined in the report the work they do to help the people in the community, and I think it's so important that as a council we get this right, and we help this building to be the best that it can be. So I fully welcome the extra £1 million, and I hope it does just that. Thanks, Maureen.
Thanks, Michael. I think when we visited, Michael and I, you could tell that it was the beating heart of the community, and as much as we can do to improve the situation, it is amazing. Are you going to issue a press release, Maureen?
Yes, I think we should. I mean, I think we should. As Michael said, it is the beating heart of that area, and the people that actually run it are so passionate about what they deliver. They're out 7 days a week helping people one way and another, and I think this will pay them back for the work that they've done, certainly over the last 10 years. So yeah, we'll issue something after the report's been agreed.
Okay, lovely, thank you. So can we agree the report? It's an excellent news. Okay, item 9, Margaret, the children's management system.
Thank you, Leader. Yes, this is the new, as you'll see from 5.1, the background information. The current system contract ends in 2022, and we need to be looking for to procure a new system. As we've moved forward, we've taken on Liquid Logic with the children and young people as the children and young people system. And there are modules available on that, but it does limit how we can move forward. And I think if you look at section 6.5 on agenda page 37 and 6.6, what we're looking for is a system that works across everywhere, including partners and the education system. So the proposal is to go through a procurement process when the current system ends, and to make sure that that links with all the partner agencies and with all the systems within children's services, so that we have that built-in consistency across the service, so that it's one input and that is it, so everybody is connected. And that is why I am moving that we support option 4 to procure an integrated education management system. And this option would also allow Senat and other SEND teams to purchase the optional modules available as part of the Liquid Logic social care contract. And this also, if you look at 7.2, option 4, this will ensure that the council has a fit-for-purpose education management system for children's services, enabling the service transformation that we're also keen to get. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Margaret. Any comments to Margaret or questions? Jack?
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, just to say, Margaret, I really do welcome this report. I think when we've seen some of Ofsted's comments in the past, information and database management was one of the key areas that they'd pointed out to us previously. So I think an integrated system for education is a really welcome step. And I think we've got to spend the money to make sure we get something quality that's going to do the job that we need it to do. So fully in support of this, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. I think it is. This is our shot at making sure we get the system that is fit for purpose. We've done an awful lot of work across the teams within children's services, and this is our opportunity to bring them all together so that we are working together as teams rather than in individual little groups. So yes, thank you for your comments.
Jackie, you've got a comment.
Yes, I was just going to say that, having a management system that is fit for purpose is absolutely essential. And given the first report as well on adult care, if we are working with partners and we're to work effectively with them, then there's no doubt at all that today we have to have good management systems. So this is an investment that we have to make.
Thank you, Jackie.
Okay, if there are no further comments, can we agree the report? Thank you. Item 11 is the Employment Skills Review and Future Funding of Step Up in Work Programme. Darren.
Thank you, Edith. Good morning, everyone. So the purpose of this report is to provide Cabinet with a review of the Council's employment and skills brokerage service called Step Up. Following the previous Cabinet report on the 3rd of March this year, and in light of the critical contribution the programme makes to the district-wide recovery effort, I am seeking approval for further revenue funding of £550,000 for the financial year 2021-2022. This will enable the continued development of the Step Up programme and to consider further funding to be included in planning for the future years, obviously subject to reviews. The combined impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and Brexit means that Wakefield is facing some significant economic challenges for its residences and businesses. Since the original Cabinet report earlier this year, the economic landscape has changed significantly. Unemployment in our district has risen by over 200%, with around 13,500 residents being currently unemployed. That has risen from just over 5,000 in March. And with as many as 49,000 residents currently furloughed in April and remaining on furlough with little surety of when or if they will return to their current jobs. Businesses across the district face unprecedented levels of insecurity, with industries such as hospitality and retail being particularly in precarious positions as a result of the myriad of restrictions, easements and lockdown experiences over the last 8 months. It's therefore, I would strongly recommend that we look at option 1 on page 80 of the agenda, that the Cabinet approves the request for this additional funding of £550,000 from the next financial year as detailed in section 9, so that Step Up can continue its progression strand of the programme and continue its vital work. I move this report.
Thank you for that, Darren. You've got a comment from Michael.
Thanks, Leader. Just to say, Dan, thank you for bringing this. As everyone will know, I'm a huge supporter of this programme. I think it's absolutely brilliant. When we launched it in the Kellingly Club last year, I got to meet some of the people whose lives this programme has affected, and I think that just brought it all home for me to see the actual impact, and people who really didn't sort of know what they were doing in life and had no confidence and didn't know what to do. And this program and the people who work on it helped them to interview and to secure employment. And it's just heartwarming to hear that. I think, Dan, you'll agree, when we first launched this program, it was seen as not only to get people employed, but also for those already in employment to upskill and to get better jobs, I suppose. But I totally agree that this year, now more than ever, this is such an important programme in the face of the pandemic and with unemployment on the rise. And I think this is money absolutely well spent. So fully support the report.
Thank you for those words, Mike.
Yeah, I endorse what Michael has said. I've been personally involved with helping people to get on the programme, and it has changed their lives, and it is so heartwarming, in particular this year, that we're able to help people to get themselves back into employment or in better employment, and I think it's one of the great things that we've done this year. So fully support it, Darren. I think what we're saying is everybody does agree this. So can we move this forward and agree it?
Great.
Thank you. Get the Building Warmth Fund grant, Darren.
Again, thank you, Leader. This is to update the Cabinet on a proposed new Get Building Fund, Warm Homes Fund scheme, and to seek approval to accept £660,000 and 500 of external funding in order to deliver the scheme, and to delegate the authority to the Corporate Director to allow this scheme to be implemented. Give me a moment, I've got papers everywhere today. So the recommendation is for the Cabinet to accept the funding of 660,500k of grant funding, subject to a formal approval of the allocation of funds to the Council from the West Yorkshire Combined Authorities Investment Committee, and the Cabinet approves the budget allocation into the project to support the funding throughout next year. With that, I remove this scheme.
Thank you, Darren. We have some comments from Jack first.
Thank you, Lee. Yes, yeah, I very much welcome this report, Darren. It's great news that we've been able to draw down more than £500,000 worth of funding for this. I know in the report it says that 145 households are going to be helped. Fuel poverty is going to be reduced by the energy efficiency measures that can be installed. And I think this is one of those nice areas where our poverty and climate change work align very closely, because we know that if we don't improve the energy efficiency of homes, then it's going to be very difficult to reach net zero by 2030, and that the decarbonisation of homes and heat within homes is the big issue. So very much welcome this report and look forward to seeing it progress.
And just on the back of that comment, Jack, this is one of those schemes that not only supports the most important people in our community, our residents, but it will reduce carbon, it will improve people's healths, and it will improve the job opportunities of the installers across the district. So it's a win-win across many, many different aspects.
A comment from Maureen.
Yeah, I fully support this report as well. I think our home energy team do an absolutely fantastic job with the little bits of grants they get here, there, and everywhere. And this is going to help so many families during this time. Families that, as Jack has quite rightly said, who are probably, in poverty and have no real heating. So this is going to help. Do a fantastic job, and again I commend the home energy team for the work that they do.
I was waiting to see if Darren wanted to comment, but when this went to the investment committee to approve our funding, other local authorities were having similar schemes, and it's heartening to know that it's happening across West Yorkshire. And that we're being able to help all parts of the district. It's a marvellous scheme, and as you say, Maureen, our home energy team are amazing. I mean, they do things on shoestrings, they search out for grants, and they are to be congratulated for all they do and all that they bring to this council. And Jack is saying a very welcome scheme. So can we approve this? Thank you. And you're on again, Darren, with the Westgate rail station site.
Just finishing off on the last one, I will make sure that the team concerned with the previous report gets your thanks and goodwill. Thank you. So the next report is the acquisition of the former Westgate railway station site. We are here to seek approval to acquire the former railway station site to enable the regeneration and development of this strategic gateway to the city centre, thus completing the transformation of the final element of the Merchant Gate scheme, bringing further prosperity to the city and to the wider district. Local communities, business, local leaders have formed the Wakefield High Street Task Force and are working together to draw up ambitious plans to secure towns funding for Wakefield City Centre. The scope of this particular bid includes Wakefield railway station site, involving the delivery of major workspace and a hotel development with a private sector partner. This would potentially create an estimated 600 new office jobs and around 130 hospitality jobs, which would reinforce the commercial attractiveness of the city and district to future investors. The acquisition of this site demonstrates to the UK government the deliverability of this Towns Fund project and will assist in progressing ongoing discussions with potential developers. So option 1, which is the recommended option, is that Cabinet authorises the acquisition of the former Westgate railway station site at a purchase price as shown in the report, together with associated fees. With that, I move this report.
Thank you, Darren. There's a comment from Margaret.
Yes, thank you, Leader. I think this is excellent news, Darren. I think Wakefield has so much to offer, and to develop that site, which is on the main railway line from London, let's face it, it's for London Leeds. And I particularly like the idea of the hotel, because if people want to visit Wakefield and see what we have on offer, which is a great deal, I think we do need to provide that sort of accommodation for them. And yes, I fully support this. Thank you.
You're quite right, Margaret. Wakefield and the district is a wonderful place to visit, and this is one of the key entries to the city, and it's the last real bit of the jigsaw tying into what Merchant Gate's done. So anything down there that can bring in and regenerate that area, and especially tying it into the Heritage Action Zone, which we just started that project and completed our first part of that project in Westgate, it all just brings that area together.
Jackie, you've got a comment.
Yeah, I just find this very, very exciting because it is the last piece of the jigsaw. And as Margaret said, it's really good news that the prospect of a hotel, because we do have a lot of assets in Wakefield, and particularly our cultural assets. So it really just joins everything up for me. And I just think it's brilliant news for Wakefield and the district.
Thanks for that, Jackie. I mean, this has been on the cards for some time, so I'm really pleased you've finally brought this forward. And by the way, great interview this morning on the radio. It was really promoting Wakefield. I thought it went really well. So can we agree this paper? Thank you. And Darren, your final one, you're really spending some money and bringing things forward today at the Castleford Riverside.
Another exciting place in the district to go and visit, Castleford. So this report is to seek council approval to accept a grant of £750,000 of accelerated funding from HCL&G to kickstart the regeneration in Castleford as part of the wider Towns Fund initiative, and to approve the spending of this funding on the strategic acquisition of 2 priority buildings on the riverside as part of our long-term regeneration strategy and the future transformation of Castleford. So it's recommended that the Cabinet approve receipt of this funding, which will enable us then to go and buy these 2 properties, which will tie into a wider scheme that is in that part of Castleford. So the approval of the budget and plus the addition of £155,000 from the Town Centre Regeneration Fund will give us a total funding pot of £905,000, which will enable us to carry out the work that's required. So with that brief canter through this report, I strongly recommend that we accept this money and progress with option 1 as shown.
Matthew, you have a comment.
Yeah, thank you, Leader. Yeah, I've seen some of the plans for Castleford. I think they're very, very exciting. We're trying to open the river, ease congestion in that area. So I think it's, I really do support the report, Darren. But just a bit more on that. It's just the fact of today, it just shows how fantastic we are as a council. And I do need to say that because the amount of funding we're drawing into this district from outside agencies, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's a testament to the Regen scheme, Regen team, should I say. And we're looking at all aspects of the district, from Nottingly to Wakefield to Castleford and so on as well. So I just really, congratulate the Regen team for what they're fetching into the district of external funding and support the scheme for Castleford.
Thank you very much indeed for that, Matthew. I'll make sure that the team get those points of praise. It's greatly appreciated. But this does, as you rightly say, just show the strength of our bids that when they go in, that we have got plans for the whole district and we're not frightened of delivering them.
Jackie, you've got a comment.
Yeah, well, I have to say, yeah, we are really getting the bids right. We're doing something really well and it's benefiting our district. But in terms of Castleford, I do want to say with regard to this particular project that it was going to mean an awful lot to the residents because it fits in perfectly with everything that's going on in Castleford and the idea of opening up the waterfront. It's just what the town needs. So it's another brilliant project.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Jackie. I think the agenda this morning, as Matthew said, with what you've brought here today, Darren, I have to take a bit of credit because some of these things I started a couple of years ago, but it's great to see that everything's coming forward today. So well done to the Regen team, and you will pass on. I know Tom's here, he can hear himself, but Claire and all the team for what they're delivering. It's truly amazing, especially in a time like this. So thanks very much. And can we agree that the paper?
Agreed.
Thank you. And then we have the financial health report. This report covers the period from April to October, and I'm asking Cabinet to note a forecast marginal underspent of 345k. The recommendations for Cabinet are to note the forecast revenue budget for 2020-21 and to approve the injection of funding received from the government in respect of the COVID pandemic, as detailed in paragraph 8.3 to 8.10 into the 2020-21 revenue budget. I think that's fairly straightforward. Neil, is there anything you want to add?
Nothing at all, thanks, Leader. I think you've covered it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much. Can we agree the report?
Agreed.
Fine, thank you. And then the final item, excuse me, Michael, the park nursery lease.
Thanks, Leader. Yeah, I don't know who's doing these agendas, but I always seem to get the graveyard shift. So with this report, I've got to say, for me, it's saving the best till last. I really am excited about it. So this report is asking Cabinet today to agree to the lease of part of Thorns Park Nursery to Wakefield College. As members will know, the college work with vulnerable and disadvantaged young people, and this lease will help them to support a number of apprenticeships and students in gaining skills, qualifications, which will help them to gain future employment. You'll probably know that there's already a number of organisations down at the nursery who are doing absolutely tremendous work, including the Wakefield Tree Wardens, the Friends of Chat Parks, and Open Country as well. And this will definitely help to continue their work and help support them in what they're doing. The college want to work to complement what's going on there already. And there's going to be great opportunities for the students there to aid in the maintenance and the horticultural management of the park. I know the college are really committed to investing and improving the nursery. So this involvement of the college, if agreed by Cabinet today, it would be a milestone in our council's ambition to develop what we see as a learning village down in the nursery. We want as many groups as possible to get involved in this learning village, in addition to what we already have down there, to come in, to have access to the nursery whenever they want, and to really promote education, to bring social benefit to the area, and also environmental sustainability. It really has got so much potential, and we're really excited to bring the college back into Thorns Park and to get them there. So down to the nitty-gritty of it, in terms of the recommendations in the report, what I'm recommending is that we go with option 1, which is a lease at less than best consideration to the college. And it outlines within the report the risks and the benefits of doing that. But I really do think this brings with it so many benefits for the people of the Wakefield district. So I would definitely ask Cabinet to support that option. And with that, Leader, happy to take any questions or comments.
Thanks, Michael. You've got one from Margaret.
Yes, thank you, Michael. Brilliant report. I think it's great that people are going to be given the opportunity, students given the opportunity to work down there. I've worked with the tree wardens through the Warhorse project at Featherstone, and they do a brilliant job with encouraging people in this to work within parks and with the countryside. And I think it's brilliant that we're giving them the Wakefield College the opportunity to go down this route. Thank you.
Jack, you've got a comment.
Thank you, Leader. Yeah, fully support this report. I think it's an excellent initiative. The issue about the less than best value, I think, is far offset by the social value and the outputs that Michael's described that we'll get from this. I think we'll see real benefits for local people able to engage directly with the horticulture there, learn from experienced volunteers in the Woodland Trust, and then put something back into the community. So I think this is all round a fantastic scheme, and very much look forward to being involved with it.
I think, Michael, you could sum up at the end. Jackie's got a comment.
Yeah, thank you, Leader. As someone who's previously worked with apprentices, I couldn't not comment on this report because it's just so close to my heart, and I just think it's fantastic. And I'm not just saying that. It's such a sensible thing to do. This agreement is going to bring life back into the park, but the benefits it's going to bring socially and in terms of skills development for people is just enormous. And, you know, that really is important at a time when many people are struggling to find work, and to do anything that's helping to enhance skills is just tremendous. And as I say, it just makes perfect sense.
Michael, do you want to come in?
Yeah, thanks, Denise. Just to say thank you to all three Cabinet colleagues for their comments, and I totally agree. I think I think it's all about the people who are already down there, and like Margaret has said, that the tree wardens, me and Jack were out with other elected members this week, and listening to Roger Parkinson talk about his work down at the nursery and how he's getting young children from Methodist school involved and growing oak trees from little acorns, and it's just I just can't. I'm just so full of admiration for these people who are putting in so much to looking after our environment and improving the area. And I think the college coming in will just help bring all that together. So, like I say, I'm so excited about this learning village that we're creating down there, and I just hope it goes from strength to strength. So, thank you for everyone's support.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, Michael. We've invested quite a lot in the park recently, and this is just the icing on the cake, really. So that's the end of Cabinet. So thanks very much, everybody. I'll see most of you later on. But anybody that we won't see, we hope that you have a happy Christmas, and probably see you all again before then, but in case we don't, we wish you all best Christmas that you can have. Can we turn the cameras off now, please?